Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. It's another day, it's another dollar, and it's another review of Life After Lockup. My loves, first on the docket, we have Will and Courtney. My loves, just as Courtney gets comfortable moving into her new spot, ding, ding, dong. Will rings up Courtney to tell her he's over her and that the divorce papers are coming. Now, Courtney wasn't feeling it, and she was like, "What kind of man are you to marry me with a $6 ring? Okay, what kind of man are you?" And Will, I don't know what he was thinking, ordering a $10,000 ring online with no appraisal, online and no certification. I'm like, that behooves me. But anyway, he did. That was a big bamboozlement, and that was a big 10,000 loss for Will. I just don't get it. But anyway, my loves, that's what he did. Okay, so that was that. And however, Courtney, aka Tiffany, wants to act as if Will is the bad dude for shortchanging her pockets. All right. Plus, let's keep in mind that she wants to squeeze this man dry, but he's cock blocking her scam. What a bad guy. Now, back to the story. Now, Will's not to be deterred. He's going to get this divorce. He hops in his car. He drives for 2 grueling days. And while Courtney's giving him the silent treatment, our boy Will, he's got a trick up his sleeve. He tracked her phone because, well, he's Will and he paid the cost to be the boss. He bought that phone and he probably, he's tracking the phone. And then bam, boom, 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 he's pounding on the door. And Courtney probably thought it was production. And she's probably ready for her close-up. But nope, it was just her loving husband armed with those lovely divorce papers. Loves the mortification. He hands the papers to her to sign. She takes them and tears them up. He says, "There are more of them, my loves." And she is just mortified. Now, next on the docket is J.K. and Brooke. Now, Brooke, bless her heart, is still stewing over some hot tea that Bonnie was pouring. You know, the one where Bonnie claimed Alex was carrying J.K.'s little seed, only to have miscarried it. Phew. Anyway, Brooke, hotter than fish grease, tracks down Alex. Instead of a friendly hello or "I'm sorry for your loss," she's practically daring Alex to throw hands. And despite Alex insisting she was never preggers with JK's mini-me, but facts is, who needs them? Who needs the facts? When you're Brooke and you're determined to show Alex who's the real queen bee. And that is her man. JK is her man, and she wants it to be known that he is off limits. That's the only reason JK is there. She wants Alex to know, I'm the queen bee, and my man, you get your hands off. He's off limits. So Brooke, she also wants to convince Alex that her figure, I know you want my body. It's so, you covet this body. It's a perfect figure, okay? So also, Brooke also unleashes her inner poet, calling Alex a nasty, fat, trash ass bitch. And that could probably apply to Brooke as well. Then, my loves, it's what we're all here for. It's rumble time. Alex, clearly going easy on Brooke. It's like Brooke is like the little chihuahua, and the big dog goes easy on the little yapping little chihuahua. But she effortlessly flattens Brooke on the unforgiving concrete, and just like a seasoned pro. And Brooke, she instantly gets a concrete facial, courtesy of her man's side piece. And as Alex drives off, she hollers back a final zinger. she said if Brooke was only polite, she would have admitted to being preggers with JK's baby. Oh, my loves. Oh, the drama. Now, next on the docket, we have Kiana, Demondrick, and Joella. Now, loves, Kiana is sweating it because there are impending charges. Demondrick, he wants to pay to get Joella's tires fixed and to sweep this all under the rug. But here's Kiana. She doesn't want him to fix it. But ain't nobody got time to go to jail, Kiana. You the only one. That thinks he shouldn't. And Demondrick said, I just got out and I don't want to take another trip there. I don't want a return trip. So evidently, Demondrick, he got the sugar D. Because according to his daddy, he got these women pressed over him. Now, mind you, Kiana and Joella aren't the only women that, are swimming over him. He's not orbiting around this Demondrick. So most likely, he got the golden D. But anyway, these two women in particular are victimized. Now, who did the vandalizing is most likely Kiana. She is looking the guiltiest of vandalizing the car. And she's the one who wants to be the only one in his life. And that's not going to happen because Joella, she has two biological kids of Demondrick. If you look at the titles, it's two. He claims one of her children too. So it's three. All right. It's really two biologicals and one of Joella's kids. So 3 kids. So anyway, Joella's juggling a lot. She has kids, job, and school. And now she's got to get her car situated right. And Demondrick is offering $600 for her to drop the charges. And Joella felt like he's not taking this seriously. You're playing in my face. And she says, bump that. I'm keeping this money and I'm still pressing charges. Take that, player. Okay? Because who's to say this won't happen again? Moving on to Bianca and Daniel. Now, Daniel has had his fill of Bianca because she doesn't know how not to let up. He has been home, but he has been hanging with the homies who ain't worth shit for his sobriety, okay? I'm seriously, maybe one guy sitting in the back says like, good golly, what is he doing? But anyways, allegedly, well, it's not allegedly because it ain't it's not his first drink, but he tells them it's his first drink. So he takes his quasi first drink in front of his no-count friends, and it's a Long Island iced tea, one of the strongest drinks ever made. Then he chugs another one as Bianca creeps up behind him. He's an addict. She's a trigger. Now, she lassos him back into the car. They fight. He's out. He helps out because he can't take it anymore. And loves, that might be the end of it for them. And let's just hope, okay? Because these two are like oil and water. No bueno. Now, moving on to Troy and Zaria. Now, Troy, he's dealing with family issues. And he said that dealing with his family stuff is going to make, the emotions that he's dealing with, all his family stuff is going to help his marriage and all this stuff. So once he gets all that stuff handled, it's going to make his marriage stronger. And his sister, Jackie, who's got like this little 60s singers vibe. She looks like she's a throwback from the 60s. She says, what about your girl, Troy, little Troy? You're right here. Why don't you go see your girl? And he's like, look, I'm not going to deal with that. It's too much, too soon. And then Zarilla calls up with the same request. Why don't you go see your little girl? And, all right, for the first time ever, Zaria comes with some sense for the first time. And he agrees with Zarilla. So he asks his sister Jackie to make the call. And when she does, Anya asks if Zarilla's hanging around, and Jackie says no, which is true. She's not there. But still, Anya says no. So, loves, we will have to stay tuned, but I will tell you that I have seen a recent picture of the Troys. That means Troy and little Troy together, and that's always good news. So they are together. Daughter and father are together. Moving on to Letitia and Keith. Now, Letitia doesn't have to share her man with the halfway house anymore, but she has to keep one eye on his phone since there is a woman named Stephanie that pops up on his phone. And he says he thought this white woman was his niece. Now, come on now. Was that the best excuse he could come up with? And I mean, Letitia, she kind of like accepts it for a little bit. He hems and haws and says, well, I don't know. And she must have been very horny because she accepts it and whatever. Not that it was his niece, but he comes up with some kind of chumped up excuse. She was horny. They get it on. And during his confessional, his phone is still blowing up. And I guess Keith met some hotties up there in that co-ed halfway house. I'm just saying. But I do believe Keith loves him some Letitia because when she got thrown in the pokey, he was the one that came up with that $40,000 cash bail to get her out now. He got her out in record time. So there you have it, my loves. What do you think about that? What do you think? Now, I'm going to roll back to Brooke with that mollywop. She really got mollywopped. She trying to change the narrative like she done laid hands on Alex. Alex basically just flipped her over with a pinky and she was flattened on the concrete. Calling up JK, said she handled his side piece. And he's like, So it'll be interesting. I guess that 45 minutes that JK was out of her sight, they made the baby within those 45 minutes. My loves. So what do you guys think about the whole episode? Drop a line below. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Like the video as usual, my loves. And I'm going to catch you all out on the flip side. Let's talk down below in the comments. And later for now, my loves.